Well, good afternoon, my lovely crypto trading friends, and Happy New Year to you guys. Um, Not much has really changed in the market since I posted a video a while ago, and then I made a post thereafter. This post actually is stating that I felt we have reached our low. Now, some of you have pointed out I am ignoring a glaring head and shoulders pattern. I admit that I am. So the question becomes why, when there's an 85%, forgive my dog in the background, chance or probability that the head and shoulders pattern plays out and goes to the downside, why am I ignoring that and going with the 15% chance that it won't? That is a good question. And it is one that I will answer in a future video. Today, I don't see much that has changed in the market. And so I'm not going to really do technical analysis today. I've decided to do something a little bit different. During this time off, I've had a few minutes to ponder and reflect on the past year. And honestly, it's been a good time. A break away from the monotony has allowed me um, time for reflection and meditation of sorts, and also time to kind of put feet to those uh, thought processes and prepare myself for the future. And so I wanted to discuss that a little bit today, if you don't mind. Um, Being that I don't really see anything too concerning or different or alarming on the market that I need to bring to your attention. So, uh, if this type of thing does not interest you, then feel free to click the X and step away, and I'll catch you on the next video. For the rest of you, here are a few of the things that I thought about during my time off. I was reflecting upon the past year, and I think it's important to ask ourselves these type of questions every so often, not just at the beginning of a new year or the end of the last. Um, but I look back at the past year and I thought to myself, okay, what did I do right in my life? What is it that I want to continue to repeat that brings forward that pathway to success? Because if I am exercising a behavior in which the outcome is success, I want to continue to repeat that. All right. The next question I ask myself is, what have I done wrong? All right. So, in order for us to really capitalize on any mistakes of the past, we can't just uh, move on and forget about them. That results in failure. The only way somebody fails in life or any circumstance which they did not win at is if they fail to learn from their mistakes. So there's really two great scenarios that you can set yourself up for. Either you win, or if you make a mistake and you lose, you learn from those mistakes. And that lesson is extremely valuable. Um, and it's how we as humans learn in life. Somebody once said the great moral compass of the universe is pain. And so we allow the pain points of our past mistakes to shape our future. We learn from those, and we can, in that way, embetter ourselves. All right. Then the third question I ask myself in my reflections is, how can I improve myself in the future? And of course, there's the learning from your mistakes. But what I specifically was focusing on was five points of overall health and clarity. And that was mental How can I improve myself mentally? How can I improve myself physically? How can I improve myself emotionally? How can I improve myself psychologically and also spiritually? And I just spent a few minutes reflecting on those things. Along with the reflection, of course, is a form of what I call meditation. Now, it's not the Zen Buddhist type of meditation, though that's not wrong, and maybe I should do more of it. It's not transcendental meditation, but what I call meditation is being actively present in the moment. So, one of the things that I do, guys, in the market, the market is controlled by fear and it's controlled by greed. All right, and those are the two major emotions that control not just the market, but essentially all of our decisions in life are predicated upon whether fear is at the apex, at the helm of control in our life, or whether greed is. And so I want to make sure that neither one of those guys are in the driver's seat. They can be in the back seat, and I'll listen when they have an alarm. But I don't want them to be in the driver's seat. I want to be in the driver's seat, especially here in the market while I'm trading. I don't want to allow fear or greed to rule my emotional state. So, how do I govern that a bit? One of the things that I do is I practice what I call a form of meditation, and that is just being grateful, being in the present moment, and being grateful for everything that I have and everything that the universe has provided me. First thing I like to do in the morning, and I should do it more, and I will. I plan to do more of it this year. That's part of my goal and improvement strategy is when I wake up in the morning, I like to sometimes pour myself a cup of coffee, go stand in the back patio or sit in the back patio if it's warm out, and I stare at the sun, I listen to the birds, I look at the trees, and I think of all that I have, and I try to develop an attitude of gratitude. I try to become grateful for, if I'm not already, or just be grateful for everything that I have. Now, what in the world does gratitude have to do with trading, you ask? Well, that's kind of what I'm getting to. We talk about fear and greed ruling the emotional state of silly humans here on Earth. And no other year should have taught us how much of a weapon fear and greed are against the weak mind of the humans than 2020 and 2021. We have seen fear and greed being used as a weapon, specifically fear, though greed may have been used as a primary motive for those that we call leaders. The misanthropic humans at the epicenter of a lot of our current fiasco, all right? Sometimes bordering sociopaths. We have elected somehow these officials, or maybe we haven't elected them, we just think we have. That's another discussion. Either way, what is motivating them to become so misaligned, disconnected, misanthropic in their endeavors? A lot of times it is greed. So it's the old classic saying, follow the money. And we see that in our corporatocracy today as well. If you want to know what motivates many of our crony capitalistic endeavors, the monopolies that exist in wherever industry you're looking, healthcare, big pharma, big oil, etc., etc., just follow the money. And so there is where greed exists. If you want to know why the silly collective populace of human beings just seem to follow whatever they're told without questioning, without blinking, it is oftentimes greed that is controlling their decision making process. We like to avoid fear and greed, especially while we're trading, because if we have those emotions at the center of our decision making process, it will cause problems and we will probably lose lots of money. So, one way that I like to govern that those emotions is by being grateful. Somebody once said that if you can find yourself in a state of wanting everything you have, then you will realize you have everything you ever wanted. It's about being content with where you are in life, what state you're in, and always being grateful. And if you can do that, you have then eliminated and removed fear and greed from your emotional state to some degree. And you can think logically, rationally. You can use your reasoning skills to figure things out. And that's what it's all about. All right, then the third thing that I did is I took some action steps. I put feet to these processes and I prepared myself in a way that I think will set me up for better success. Now, you all may have your own things. One of the things that I like to do is pick up heavy objects at the gym and put them down. Now, I don't necessarily do this to get bigger. That's actually never really been my primary goal. It's just more to ward off the aging process as much as possible and to stay as healthy and in shape as possible. But this is also a psychologically disciplined um, um, activity that I take part in on a daily basis when sometimes I don't feel like going to the gym. But I find that if I exercise a disciplined strategy of some sort in my life on a daily basis, that spills over into other ventures that I partake in life, if that makes sense. Some of you, the gym may not be your thing. And that's totally fine. I realize I am kind of an anomaly because the type of things that I do, I know so I'm in, uh, I've done cybersecurity, I've done penetration testing, I'm in cryptocurrency, I'm in IT. So the types of things that I do are very nerdy and geeky. And I see a lot of people who are definitely not could be in much better shape. And I think that by exercising a physical activity that you enjoy, and in the summertime I like to mountain bike, then keeping yourself healthy physically also will carry over into a mental health structure as well. And so I think it's very important to make sure that you take care of yourself in that way. And also preparing for the future. I mean, you all may have different things. Uh, I tell people just take baby steps. Just do the small things first, and then you can, you know, do bigger and bigger things and get better and better at what it is you're trying to achieve. So for me, for instance, it was just getting myself to the gym. If I could get myself to the gym, and even if my exercise only took 5 minutes, that was 5 minutes that I was not going to spend sitting in a chair or on a couch. All right. And that helped me to start that whole process. I tell people, just maybe just start with just fixing your bed. Do something that makes you feel better, or straightening your desk, organizing something. Just make sure it's a pattern that you can repeat on a daily basis. And that cycle of discipline in your life should help carry over into, for instance, trading. It takes discipline sometimes to exit when you don't want to exit, or to enter into a particular trade that you don't feel comfortable in, but the charts are telling you that it's on its way up. So those are some of the things that, guys, I hope I didn't bore you to death, but I thought about in during this the slower period of the holiday season as I was reflecting, and hopefully something there resonates with you. And if so, put it in the comments. Also, I wouldn't mind knowing from you guys what you guys are doing to and better your own lives this year, or to and better humanity as a collective. And that really should be what we're all about, correct? And I think it's important that we do uh, take some of our resources and give them to the embetterment of the collective as a whole. And by doing so, you are demonstrated that you are in a place of contentment. And that contentment will carry over into trading. It is all part of the same flow of governing these emotional states of fear and greed. So, that's my little, uh, I guess, philosophical peregrination, if you will. And hopefully you found something that was not too boring. And please, I'd like to hear from you what you guys are doing as well. All right. I will catch you in the next video, and I promise to go over why I'm ignoring this blatant head and shoulders pattern, and I will give you more updates in the crypto space as soon as something happens. Nothing is happening. It's all, kind of, in my opinion, boring right now. Um, but that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. All right, take care, and again, Happy New Year, guys.